Okay, so let's take a look at how you can create static site with Hexo. So for that we have to select a directory, and here we open command prompt. Right now, within this particular directory, first we have to install Hexo globally. So -g npm install -g, then Hexo -cli. Right, once this global installation is done, we can proceed ahead with installing Hexo within this particular drive. So we'll wait for npm to kick in for this particular installation. Right, once the package is installed, what you can do is, let's clear this. Next thing, we type in Hexo init, and then let's name this directory hextech. So new project in new folder, it will install the dependencies, copy the data, and then what we will do is we will switch to this particular project directory and again do npm install to further download the specific packages. Right, once the packages are installing, what we can do is we can switch to new directory, and here we type in npm install again. Right, now what we will do is we will type in Hexo generate. Okay, so it should at least come up with our default landing page. Right, now all of these are generated. We will clear again and we will call for server. Right, now what we can do is we can go to this particular URL and here you see our Hexo static site. Now next thing we are going to do is we are going to add pages. Also we will add a post to this particular block that you can see here. Also we will see how to deploy to remote sites. So for now we are doing this locally, so we'll continue with that. Let's add the project to Visual Studio Code, and then we will open terminal within this directory. It should look something like this if you are on PowerShell, and your Visual Studio Code should have a project like this. Okay, so here you can see directories like node modules, public, scaffold, source, and some of the config files. So what we're going to do is we're going to open our terminal, and here we will type in Hexo, then new, then our layout, which is going to be a page. Right, then we will add path, and here we are going to say about, and let's say about us as h1 headline. Right, once that page is created, next thing we will ask Hexo to generate the files. Then we will ask Hexo to serve this with Hexo server. Right, now if we go to http localhost 4000, it should have our page on /about. Here you see about us page. Similarly, I already created contact page to speed things up, and you see contact page as well. Okay, in order to add new blog post, what you have to do is type in Hexo, then new, and here you have to use post and then name of your blog post. So let's say second post, because we already have the first one. So this post will be stored within your sources post directory. So let's create one. Right, so we have our post created. Now what we have to do is we have to call Hexo generate so that it can create the static file, then Hexo server. Right, now that it is on localhost 4000. Let's check it. Okay, here you see your second post. Now you can edit this within your Visual Studio Code. So let's say source, then post, and here is your first post, and it says this is first post. Let's go to second post. This is your second post. Save it. Let's go back to home and check that you have your second post and first post reloaded with new data. Hexo has option to create new draft post too. So to do that, open your command prompt on terminal, type in Hexo New Draft. Then you have to name your draft. Let's say sample draft. Okay, now that draft is created with markdown file, you can type in Hexo generate, right, and then Hexo serve. Notice that unless and until we specify our generate file to also include draft, it won't be publishing that. So if you go to your localhost 4000, you won't be finding that draft file being published. You can find the drafts in source drafts folder. Here you see sample draft.md. You can publish this particular draft. For that you have to go to your terminal, then type in Hexo, then publish, then draft, then your draft. Right, now it's published, and you will find that in your source underscore post folder. So let's check that. Here you see within post you have sample draft. Now we can also commit the changes by typing Hexo generate, then we type in Hexo server to serve those files. Now let's reload this, and here you see your draft is now published. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can add themes to Hexo. And to do that, go to hexo.io, and here you'll find themes at the top. Click on that. Okay, so you see theme section that looks something like this. Pick a theme. So let's say if I choose Twitter Bootstrap, it will open its GitHub repo, and here you see installation instruction. Right, so what we'll do is we will simply copy these instructions, open terminal, and let's start executing it. Right, so what this will do is npm install hexo renderless. So this particular package will be installed, and after that we will move to themes by doing cd themes, and then copy this particular git command. Make sure that you have git installed. Right, now next thing, before that we have to cd themes. Right, now let's execute this one, and now that particular theme is copied into themes, which we can check by going to that directory. And here you see we have concise, then Twitter Bootstrap, and landscape, which is default theme. So let's open Visual Studio Code and check config YAML, scroll and find extensions, and here you see theme which says landscape. Right, for Twitter Bootstrap, what we'll have to do is we'll have to copy this particular theme name and paste it here. Right, now next thing would be to, let's open command prompt, then cd dot xtick, and then here type in Hexo generate. It should generate the version by processing our current changes, and then we will use Hexo server to host our changes. And here you see your new theme is applied. I think I have added concise instead of Twitter bootstrap, so that reflected here. Okay, so you get the idea. You can switch between the themes if you want and adjust your links and design accordingly. So this is pretty much the static site that you can generate with Hexo.